You know that sound. And I would like to pay my dues to everybody that's made this possible. Just being able to sit here right now and hold a controller in my hands and, play this game. I haven't played this game since 2006. And I kind of had to abruptly stop. I was going to school and other reasons. But the reason I'm making this video is because in the last video we were talking about, XPing, what the deal is with the hunt and gather items and how fast it should be. I've been extensively thinking about it every time I'm playing. And what happens? They go in here and they actually... Sorry, hold on. Let me turn off this autocaster. They fixed the XP and they made it correct. Now, should it be correct with the way that things are? Let me see if I can get that big. Okay. Because this mob right here, let's see what the XP is on this guy. 27, oh, you can't see it. Well, 27,000. It used to be 2,000. So, the glyphs, when you, in the shields and the whatever, the null meat or whatever, when you turn those into the portal master, you really got to watch my other videos for context because you're going to be like, what? But if you're playing this game and you know what's going on in Sandstorm server, you get like 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. Well, now with this new XP boost, my monk's 23, and now I'm legitimately... Dang, I gotta... Hold on. Wait for it. Let's pause this and this. These are my, autocasters. Okay. Geez. Okay, that just does not want to... Anyways, this character... It's just a throwaway character named Sony. It just doesn't want to stop casting. It just wants to XP, oh god, I don't even think I have a pet. It's literally not gonna let me cast on myself. Anyways, look. Okay, there. This is Sony, level 25 magician. And I think that's the cap right now, is level 25. But with this new XP bump in let me just give you a little bit of context for this. So basically, somebody shared a photo in the EverQuest Discord, and hold on. Okay. Those sounds are just intense sometimes. Somebody shared a photo and it showed how much XP that they were getting on a light blue at around their level. I don't even know how they got that photo. That was exactly what I've been looking for in YouTube videos because I want the XP to scale. So what does the homie do for Sandstorm? He actually makes the XP exactly that. Now the problem is that if you've been in the Sandstorm server, you know that even after he nerfed the stats are still, my dex is 482. The dirt, you know what I'm saying? So even with all of that, my stats are still amazing because of the gear. He's nerfed the gear. It doesn't make that much of a difference in terms of playing the game. And for me personally, honestly, I think that maybe just for the time being, it might be wise to not have the XP just be 25, 30,000. And I'm sure that the people that are in here are like, oh, come on. You just got to level 25 and now you want to make this video? Yes, those are the breaks. Would you do the same? I don't know. But it's not really about that. It's just that I did it and I'm like, okay, well, that was, kind of mediocre because an hour before the server updated, I was somewhat content with getting 2,000 XP, even though I'm level 21, 22. There's something that, when you take something away, and I think this is really important with this game, is that when you take something away, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's less. It just means that you get it in different ways. And so, I always hated this quote in high school, but it grew on me later. And they said, freedom has a sweeter taste for those who have fought for it. Okay, fair. But, the whole point of EverQuest in a way is kind of the triumph and the glory of climbing on top of the mountain and putting your, flag at the top of the mountain. So yes, I guess I'm doing that with my characters. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm trying to do that as well. It's a test server. This is a throwaway character, whatever. But I think my point here is that in my experience, going from 2,000 XP to 20,000 XP changes the way that I feel about my character, and it almost lessens the work that I have done on my character up until this point. And so it almost feels like I'm getting less than if it were to be really, really, really hard for me to XP. But with that said, I think, just in my opinion, that what's really the most significant thing going on here is that we obviously, as you can see now, I'm getting 20,000 XP, and before I was getting 2,000. The changes are being made, and for me, I think what's most fun, I don't care what the game is or whatever it is that you're doing in life, being heard is a really important, valuable point to have in life. And if you're going to play this game, I just want to point out that we've got somebody here that's actually like listening and, focusing on this. And it may not be like that forever, but for the time being, my whole thing is if I were to offer any, not like even constructive criticism, but just if I were to give not even feedback, but really more of just kind of like if I were to collaborate with all of these numbers that we've got going on here, because obviously we want the original EverQuest. There's not a lot of people in the server, so getting groups and doing that might be a little bit harder, and there's less little trinkety, incentives such as the spells and other things. I mean, we've got the spells, but some of the spells aren't working, and instead of trying to individually nitpick on each individual thing and then everybody kind of loses their interest in this, I think that he's trying to prevent people from becoming bored and leaving. So that's what I really mean is like this person's actually accommodating while we're playing this. And so what again, like if I were to collaborate on this, I would say maybe instead of it just being a full on 25,000, 30,000 XP for this level, sure, that's where it was. Why not just scale it back and make it, instead of 2,000, make it 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, So I think that these numbers can be moved around as the game starts to unfold, because it's almost a little bit, this is how I've been thinking about it visually, is it's a blossoming, I guess you could say, like a flower. So as we're playing it, we get to, level whatever, 8, 10, then it's like level 20. Now we're at level 25. And so as the things are unlocking, the game dynamic has been changing. And for me, that actually is kind of fun, because as we're going through, we're almost going through like a trial, not like a trial, like a, get a free trial, not like that, but like more of like going through a trial. And we're all kind of on this journey together. We've got, I never played Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm assuming that he's like the game master or something like that. So we've got a game master, and we're these players, and we're like, give us more XP, and then he's actually changing that. And so for me, I'm like, okay, well, if he's listening, then maybe not this much XP, but also if that's the case and we're going to get more XP, then if we were to get more XP, then I would say bring the stats down like even more. Okay. So I know most people would be like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I want to just one-shot these guys. But let me just say something. I miss certain camps. I miss going to Mad Men. And also, I believe there's going to be a new hunt and gather for camps like Death Fist that will be unfolding soon. I was talking with one of the mods, and he was saying on his game it was like that. But I'm not really, I don't have any details or any inside information. Like literally, I was just reading the chat while the mod was in the game. But I'm tired of killing these, tenacious frost giants over and over again. It does kind of get a little bit monotonous. just killing the same mobs over and over again. These are fine, but there's a huge map of different mobs, and a friend of mine that I've been playing with on here, we have been going into the we've been doing searches on the EQOA fandom.com or whatever, and researching different camps, and then going to those camps now that there's an incentive to do that, because the map is so huge and we're all just scratching the surface of all of these really great. I mean, they're like, it's a vibe. Look at where I'm at. There's palm trees, there's sand, there's these like I call these guys, before I played this, my sister was killing death fists at the Citadel, and I'm like, what, who are these dudes? I'm like, these dudes look like heavy metal like punk rock dudes. That's just a vibe, with these tents and the art, the patterns on the tents. Like, it makes you feel a certain way. And so I think that it would be a lot of fun to be able to get to explore that. And, to some extent, I don't mind making things kind of dangerous with these different groups that we could be. There's always going to be 1 to 2 to 3 people. So if it was a little bit more dangerous, and also just throwing this out there, the group dynamic I think is really valuable, because as these features are rolling out, and he's been nerfing the characters' gear and this, that, and the other, as it's been rolling out, we've been wanting to group more. And with the hunt and gather stuff, it almost is kind of like, well, we could group, or we could just kind of solo and do our own thing. There's not really an incentive to group. Some of the features aren't available, like the healers. If you're in a group and you're healing somebody, yes, you will get XP, but if you're not healing somebody, then when we kill something, you don't get XP. I don't know how hard that is, and one of these people that I've been hanging out with in the game, they made a really great point. You may think to yourself, well, this is just a simple thing, but nothing is a black and white. This is simple and this is not simple. It's always this depends on what's going on, because as far as we understand, what's going on with Sandstorm is he's basically trying to figure out what these packets of information, as they come in, like nothing is labeled basically. So when the information comes in, because you're playing a game and it goes to the server and it says, hey, your character is, standing next to this death fist. Your character is casting a spell. To everybody else, like this second character right here, he needs to be able to understand and see that I am doing that as well. And there's a lot of information that's going back and forth like that between all of us as characters. And so he was saying, some things may be easy, some things may not be easy. He's translating these packets of information that aren't labeled. And I may be completely off on this, and that may not be the case. But as far as I'm concerned, whatever may seem easy and seem hard, it's going to unroll when it's going to unroll. And I think the most important thing is that, that everybody's happy. I'm happy with things the way that they are. Yeah, I just XP'd really fast, but I've got 8 other characters that I could be playing to get my level up to 25 as well. So not all is lost. It's like, okay, well, that was easy. I mean, I was 22 or 21 like a couple of hours ago, so it went by really fast. I'm about to die. I need to kill these guys. So yeah, with that said, I don't need to really go on any further unless you just want to watch a bunch of EverQuest getting played. I love this. Honestly, this is like, and particularly, I also want to just comment on the state of the way things are in this game is almost even better. Even though I'd like to have everything back, there's something about it being in the state that it is, especially with my background and going into technology over these years. As I departed from playing this game, I went to school, learned about a lot of different factors that also are a part of this game. I'm less in, I have to do coding. It's not my favorite, but I'm definitely more in the user interface, user experience, the storyboarding and script writing for games and the web, and that, that's really, and then the human interaction, a lot of developers don't really talk to people and clients and all of that. That's really, you know, I bridge that between, you know, a client that I might work with and the technology. And so in the process, I'll just do what I need to do in order to get them what they're wanting with technology. And so in this case, that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, I'm emailing the creator of Sandstorm. I'm saying, hey, here's some bugs. This is what's going on. Like, you know, over here, I noticed that these camps, like when I would cast on them, sometimes they would just stand there. Look, I just casted on him and his health is going down and he's just taking a beating. You know what I'm saying? And it may just be these mobs right here, but as you can see, that's the kind of, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm coding, but it's really valuable information. And also with the quests, the quest interactions tab on the back end in the control panel, man, that thing is not the friendliest interface. I will say that much, and it's relatively confusing, but it works, and I wouldn't mind actually authoring some quests for us to do, because I think a lot of people are wanting to like raid at, you know, at the level that we're at. But whoa, I pulled a lot of guys. Okie dokie. I don't know if I mentioned in another video, he's actually got spirit binding, so when you die, you actually let me see if I can die. Let me pull all these mobs. So yeah, for me, I would love to not only get everything back to the way it was, but also I think that there's, to a large degree, something really special about the game being kind of in this artistic, if you will, situation where, you know, I'm level 20 and these guys are, you know, supposed to be level 30. They're supposed to be whooping up on me, and, you know, the gear that I have isn't supposed to be on my character. All right, yeah, let's see if I can die. Is it gonna, you know, is it gonna let me die? Come on, guys. Yes! I've never been so happy to die. And so before, I would just respawn right there. But now I actually, as you can put two and two together, I actually go to a spirit master where my spirit is bound. Now, if you do return home, it actually just takes you back to Darver Manor, which is hilarious because you could just type in Yoho in the chat and it'll bring you back to Darver Manor. So I guess I'm going to cut the video off here, and yeah, I know, look, I'm trying to like reduce the XP after I took advantage of it, but keep in mind, this is, oh, I'm at Zentar's Keep. I'm going to freaking pull a guard, because there's some guards up there. Let's see if I can just make a run for it. Run! Oh, I can just not cast on him. There we go. So, you know, this is my throwaway character, Sony. Right? So, me personally, it was not fun. I'll just say that. Like, going from 21, 22, I forget what level I was, to 25, and, you know, I posted something about it at 3:30, and then it's 6:30 right now. So within before 3 hours, I already got like, I guess 3 levels, maybe even 4. That's not fun. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be a lot more fun to have it be where it feels more like we're level 30, 40, you know, maybe not like level 45 to 60 was what it felt like before, but it would be fun to kind of have it go a little bit slower and have more of a slow burn, if you will. So that's just my input, and I don't know, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to stop there right there.